Oh boy. Oh boy. We're doing it. We are doing it here on a Monday in the Action Sports Jacks 24/7 network. This one's not gonna be fun. Not gonna be fun. Welcome in, everybody. Stadium Pulse College Football Talk for the next hour on the Action Sports Jacks 24/7 network, sponsored by Nimnik Buick GMC and Southside Baseball Association. Zach, you see this right here?
Yeah, I see it.
It was time.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
It was time.
No, it was. It was.
Because if you go back and look at the 2021 National Championship and the Dogs winning, I'm in Athens watching the National Championship with a full stash. You go to the 2022 National Championship, I'm in Athens rocking a full stash. For a solid 2-year period of my life, this was the look. And it didn't change. And Georgia won two national titles. Well, in about 2023, this look changed. And there was no more. A girl came in my life, and I said, I got to give it up. Georgia goes 10-2, doesn't do anything in the playoff. Last year, same thing. Losing Notre Dame, no natty for us. Well, that girl is now my wife, and she's going to have to bite the bullet because Georgia's got to get something going here. I mean, she's going to have to I'm sorry. We got to get going. We got to get going. We cannot with the stash, we're finally overcoming Bama. We're beating them for a national title. Keely Ringo picked 6 on Bryce Young to win it, 33-18. Now, the curse is back, apparently, because DeBoer's now got one over on Kirby Smart. It's freaking ridiculous. You can't lose to DeBoer at freaking home in Athens. The stash is back. Welcome in, everybody. Go ahead and throw this lineup up. We got a full one. Obviously, the Dogs are the headliner. If you watch Stadium Pulse, we talk a lot of Georgia. We talk a lot of FSU. Oh, boy. I couldn't even enjoy predicting that game for more than 24 hours because Georgia, just forgot how to play defense in the first half of football against Alabama. Go ahead and put Penn State to bed. We're going to talk about that. A lot of FSU. Around the SEC, 9:45. And UCF slips against Kansas State. They had a real opportunity there, and I think they were one key thing away from winning that football game and remaining undefeated before they really get into their tough Big 12 schedule. All right, Georgia. Georgia, what's the takeaway? Dogs fans, what's the takeaway? You're not good enough to win a national title. Okay? I think everybody else probably thought that. I didn't. And why did I think that Georgia was good enough to win a national title right now, as their team currently is and as they're playing? Because I thought their defense was special. Well, in the last 2 games, obviously they've proven that they're not. Give up 40 points to Tennessee, right? You can, that was a tough game to prepare for. Aguilar, and you're on the road. It's a whole new offense for Tennessee, and Heupel's always a tough guy to game plan against. This one's hard to excuse. You're at home, and you come out to start the football game if you give up 21 points in the first half. And Ty Simpson, and I'm going to give him his credit, because it's not like, wow, Georgia made Ty Simpson look like a top 5 quarterback in college football. I think he might be. And that's not, I don't think that's as an outlandish statement as it would be in years past, right? This year, nobody stepped up. The entire college football world is looking for quarterbacks to get behind, to at least give the stamp to. Anyone thought was good has disappointed. And we're going to get to Drew Aller in a second. But from Sellers to Arch to you name it, Klubnik, holy cow, at the top of the list.
Nussmeier.
They've all looked very pedestrian. Far from first-round NFL talent type material. So we're looking for quarterbacks. The list is a hard one to make, and I think Ty Simpson just put himself on it. They went 13-19 on third down.
Can't win a game doing that.
You're not ever going to win a game with that. You're not. And I think that's the story. I mean, the Dogs' defense is good. They're just not special. And unless they're special, they're not going to be in contention for a national title. It's going to be very hard to make it to the SEC championship game. Obviously, you don't have to now, but your road's going to be real tough. Will they still make the playoff? Yes. Georgia will still make the playoff. They will absolutely still make the playoff. But I think it was just so disappointing that I thought they were really special on defense. I thought it was going to be similar to not necessarily 2022, because that was insane, but 2021, I thought Georgia's defense had a chance to be like that again. They're just not. They're just not. And, I mean, Bama ran 25 more plays than Georgia did. The time of possession, obviously Bama won it, but it wasn't a gigantic discrepancy. They ran 25 more plays. I mean, they're just on the field a lot more, and because they can convert third down. 3rd and 9, and Ty Simpson's just sitting there and ripping the football. By the way, Jeremy Bernard is by far the best receiver on Alabama. He is substantially better than Ryan Williams. Give me number 5 over number 2 every Saturday. He's just better. He's a matchup nightmare. He can catch contested football balls. His route tree is way better. Ryan Williams got a drop problem. That ball he dropped on the first drive of the game didn't really end up hurting Alabama because they scored anyway and chewed a lot more clock. Kind of kept Georgia's offense out of a rhythm. He's got a drop problem. That's a side note. And yet, there's still a lot of hope, I think, for Georgia's defense while I'm on their side of the football, because you shut Bama out in the second half. We're seeing two sides here. How do you get cooked all first half and Ty Simpson's just chunking it down the field and you're on your heels for the first 30 minutes of the game? And in the second 30 minutes, you shut him out. He had 60 yards passing. It looked like he was going to throw for 400. He had 200 in the first half. He finished the game with like 265 or 270 or something like that. And the biggest difference between the Dogs' defenses of old and this one is y'all didn't get to the quarterback. Had one sack, and it came real late, and it wasn't even really on that big of a play. It came from Chris Cole, who I thought was going to have a really big game against Caden Proctor, and he wasn't even lined up on the edge half the time because they needed him so bad on 1st and 2nd down. But everybody still wants to talk about the 4th down call. All right, so let's appease it. Let's appease it. 4th and 1, which, by the way, you should have reviewed it because Gunnar Stockton might have had it on his second effort to begin with, but let's just forget that for right now. It's 4th and 1 with 13 minutes to go, and you're down 3. Okay? Let's start from the beginning. Okay? So Gunnar Stockton runs it on 3rd and 4 and picks up 3 yards. And let's just survey the offensive line. Okay, because you had Glover at right guard and you had Bo Hewley starting the game at right tackle. He's your backup. He's your 3rd one of the season. Okay, and he's out of the football game. Then Micah Morris, your left guard, goes down. So you put in Juan Gaston, the true freshman, who was the right guard at the beginning of the season, got hurt. Now made his return. They put him in at left guard. On that 4th down play, Juan Gaston is playing right tackle. Those are his first snaps at right tackle of the year, number 73. Gonna be an unbelievable football player. Might be the best offensive lineman that Georgia has since Andrew Thomas. Probably whenever that, I guess that was 4 or 5 years ago. He's probably going to be your best one since then. But that was his first drive at right tackle. So forget the should we have gone for it or should we not have? Because you have really three things here. You have should Georgia have kicked it? Yes or no? Should Georgia have hurried and spun up and rushed to the line of scrimmage to try to get the play clock and go quick? Yes or no? And then the play call itself. And then the personnel. You really have four things. So I think they should have kicked it, tied the game with 13 minutes left. The way that your defense was playing then, the way that you were running the football, Bama couldn't run it, and you were running all over them. Chauncey Ballens, by the way, that's another side note, stamped. He is your guy. Put Nate Frazier, keep him on the sideline. What a disappointment. Fumbling in your own end. Again, same thing as last year. Can't put him on the field. You can't put him on the field. So 4th and 1, you should have kicked it. It's a tie game, 24-24. I think every Georgia fan is confident at that point that if it's tied with 13 minutes to go, that your defense and your run game is going to be good enough down the stretch to win the game. Okay? So you decide to go for it. Then you decide to hurry. What that does is it keeps Cash Jones, your 4th running back, who's your 3rd down guy, on the field. He's not getting totes. He's in there to block and catch the football on 3rd down. Chauncey Bowens, who was running for 7 a clip, is on the sideline because he just burst a 40-yarder a couple plays ago. So if we don't rush, then we get Bowens back onto the field, and if we're going to run the ball, then we got to do that. What ends up happening? Obviously, Gaston, your right tackle, missed assignment. LT Overton goes right by him, blows it up, and you turn the football over. Okay? Cash Jones can't be in there at that point. Love him. Not on 4th and 1. Not on 4th and 1 if you're running it. Or maybe we could just, run to the left side of the offensive line where Monroe Freeling, who's probably a top 45 pick, is over there at left tackle. And right on the right side, you've been banged up all year long. See, half the fan base, again, this is every single time that Georgia loses, is going to freaking kill Mike Bobo, the offensive coordinator, for that play call. Where I'm like, maybe if Gaston just doesn't have a missed assignment, we're good. It's a 1st down. Or maybe if Gunner just keeps it, he probably walks for 5 yards. Go back and watch the play. Go back and watch the play instead of just relying on your exact initial thought real time, and you'll probably have some different conclusions. Yeah, would I have liked to kick it? Yeah, that's on Kirby. Would I have liked to probably run it to the left side? That's on Bobo. But at the end of the day, your right tackle just missed his assignment, and Gunner didn't keep the ball. Players, not coaches. Anyway, the worst call was the 3rd down. Later in the football game, the swing pass to Cash Jones that didn't work, and then it was 3rd and 9 at midfield with 3 minutes left, and you had to punt. I get what they were trying to do. They're trying to get the ball out quick to Cash Jones, pick up 6 yards, and go for it on 4th and 3. Let Gunner rip it. He just did 4 plays ago on a 3rd and 18 after a holding call, backed up in your own end. He stands in there, takes a shot, and delivers a strike, and you pick up 20 in a 1st. Let him do it again. I don't know how much they trust him. I think he deserves it. Other than that, Bobo called a good game, I thought. Bobo called a good game. Where are we at time-wise? Because I could go for an hour. I won't, I promise. We'll get to FSU. We'll get to UCF. We'll bury Penn State here in a second. To me, this seemed like DeBoer. Because I'm trying to reconcile, just like every fan base out there, Georgia fan, FSU fan or not, how in the world can Alabama get dominated by FSU and then go into Athens and beat Georgia by 3 points? To me, I think I've gone down just about every explanation I can. The only one I can come up with is DeBoer spent all offseason prepping for Georgia and just glanced over FSU. Expected his talent to just win that football game. Guys, we got a screen pass to a 350-pound left tackle, Caden Proctor. It was 3 or 4 trick plays in that game. DeBoer had those drawn up, I feel like, in April, in June. He was drawing those babies up 2 weeks out of the first game before FSU. That's my theory. I don't know how else. I mean, I guess, yeah. I mean, could it be? It's not that far of a thought for Ty Simpson to struggle in his first ever game for Alabama and just come out a little flat, and the offense had a lot of kinks it hadn't worked through, and you lose your first game. That's not all that inconceivable either. Georgia fans, don't get all over Ellis Robinson. The 15-yard penalty at the end of the game where he hops in the pile, it's stupid. Yeah, it didn't cost you anything. Yardage meant nothing. It was whether they got the first down, which they already did, and time. Did it cost you any time? No. Did he get picked on in the first half by Jeremy Bernard? And that was the entire game plan, I thought, from Alabama? Is Dalen Everett, your corner's on one side. Okay, not throwing his way. Put Jeremy Bernard, shift him every single freaking pass play so we can get him lined up on Ellis, your true freshman corner, and let's throw him the football. It worked. Ellis has a lot of growing to do. Got picked on in the first half, but that penalty on the end didn't really cost you anything. Georgia's still young. I guess that's it's not an excuse. Not an excuse, but it's a reason. Ellis Robinson playing a lot of big-time snaps. He's a true freshman. Juan Gaston, the offensive lineman, true freshman. Tylan Taylor, I mean, it's 24-21. Gunner throws an absolute dot. Bobo draws up an unbelievable play, a winner, and you have a 60-yard touchdown to take the lead, and your true freshman receiver doesn't catch the football. Unless you want Bobo to go out there and run the route for him and catch the ball for him, I don't know what you want him to do. The true freshman in a big moment, and he drops the football. Unbelievable play, and he would have taken the lead. You're really young at edge as well. Here's my big concern, though, on offense. I really only one. Nate Frazier. Thought he was going to be a top 10 back. Not even, I mean, he's probably slid down the depth chart to number 3 on the depth chart right now in the running back room in Georgia. And Noah Thomas hasn't done anything. And I don't know if that's just, I mean, it's not like Gunnar Stockton's throwing the ball 35 times a game. I think he threw it 20, threw for 130 yards. Again, they didn't run that many plays. It seemed like they had 6 drives in the game. And 2 of those were punts in the first quarter. But Noah Thomas, your big transfer from A&M, hadn't done a thing. Let's just check out the chat. I think earlier John said Kirby Smart lost him the game. I mean, I would be way more, apt to put the pressure on Kirby for the way that the defense played in the first half than I would for the clock management. I mean, I didn't like the clock management, but you lost the game in the first half when Ty Simpson converted every third down and threw for 200 yards, and you found yourself giving up 21 points. Or 24 points, excuse me. Bub was not the issue yet Saturday. I agree with that. John says, I was told by way too many Georgia fans that this receiving corps was far better than last year. They were. They are. They are way better. Zach Branch, Kobe Young are carrying. They are way better. I'm not sure why Taylor Taylor is getting that target in that situation in the fourth quarter. I don't know. Why is your true freshman out there instead of Kobe Young, instead of Noah Thomas? Maybe because he draws less attention? If he catches the football, I don't think we have that comment. But he didn't. So I think maybe it's valid, maybe it's not. But yeah, Georgia's not special. And that's what hurts for me. I thought they were. It's not that I was wrong. I don't care if I was wrong. I want them to win. Obviously, you still got Texas. You're hosting Texas and you're hosting Ole Miss. Those are your 2 tough games. You got Kentucky this week. You got Florida down the stretch. You win those games by 3 touchdowns. To me. You got to host Texas, and you got to host Ole Miss. At the end of the day, you split it, which you better not go 0-3 in your 3 big games at home, which I don't think they will. They'll split them. Or maybe they'll win both. Who knows? Probably depends on the quarterback situation in both teams, especially for Ole Miss with their backup going on the road. But at the end of the day, if you split them, you're in the playoff. Yeah. And to me, honestly, that's I mean, that's great news. But even still, I feel like that sucks. Like, I want that game against Alabama in week 4 to mean a lot more. I want it to mean a lot more. With the expanded playoff, it doesn't. You can kind of scratch your head and say, yeah, well, so what? So what? Penn State can do the same thing. Penn State can do the same thing. But I said on Friday on this show that if they lose that football game, after all of the hype, after so many people picked them to win the national title, and more specifically, if Drew Aller doesn't play well, after all the first round hype, I'm not going to talk about him again. As far as, really previewing the matchup, as far as even breaking down what I think he's going to do in a game, I'm not going to do it. So thanks, Drew Aller. You just freed up some time. Because you played really bad. Played really bad. You scored 3 points in the first 50 minutes of the football game. It's 3-3 midway through the third quarter, and then Oregon takes the lead. It's 10-3 going into the fourth. Did you kind of – I mean, look, I got to give him a little bit this much credit. He sacked up in the fourth quarter, that 35-yard touchdown over 3 defenders to tie the game 10 or to pull it closer, 17-10. The first touchdown they scored, unbelievable throw. But that was the only really good throw that he made. And if he's a first-round quarterback, he makes a lot more of them. That simple. And you don't turn the football over on first down in overtime and throw the ball right to a lurking linebacker underneath. You don't do it. Once again, James Franklin can't win the big one. He can't do it. So when are we going to learn? When are we going to learn? When are we going to learn that Drew Aller's maybe just not that special? Maybe not that special. Maybe, hey, Zach, here's a novel idea. Maybe it's going to impact your football team. When you just lost your 2 best players, Abdul Carter and Tyler Warren, who, by the way, was your entire offense. We talked about this all the time last year. Penn State ran a high school offense. You know what that is? We have one unbelievable player. We are going to get him the ball 20 times. And the whole offense, win or lose, will revolve around him. That was Penn State for Tyler Warren last year. And they don't have him now. And we expected them to just take a step up and win the national title? Give me a break. Give me a break. Were you watching either of those games? Which one were you watching closer?
I definitely watched the Georgia-Alabama game closer. I wanted to see if the last 2 games that Alabama played against nobody teams actually proved that they're coming back as a program and have reset themselves, to which I believe they did. I think Georgia made a lot of mistakes, but Alabama looked much, much better. Penn State, and I'm, correct me if you think I'm wrong, Jason. If you disagree, I'd be happy to talk about it.
Okay.
Well. I think Penn State is the LSU of the Big Ten. Overhyped, great primetime environment, can never win a big game under Brian Kelly or James Franklin.
Man, Zach, it's almost as if we planned out our show, which indeed we never do.
No, we never do.
Because that's exactly where I was taking it.
Yep.
We talked on Friday.
Yes.
Biggest prove it week for Penn State and LSU.
Yep.
Put up or shut up.
Yep.
Okay. What did they both do?
Shut up.
Yeah, it's over.
I mean, dude, they're just both those coaches are not. If both those coaches are in the hot seat, and they're gonna at some point in the next few years, if either program wants to even give themselves a chance to win a national title, they're going to remove both coaches. Who wants them?
Well, I mean, I know a lot of
correct.
teams
you
would
get my
be
point,
happy.
but this is probably
Arkansas will take them.
Yeah, this is probably the peak school that either of these coaches will be at.
Oh, there's no doubt about it.
I mean, dude, you can't. Those 2 schools, give or take a big game at an SEC school, those 2 schools have the best 12th man environment that you could possibly have. Both of them play in prime time, and both of them are garbage. We sat on this show, Jason. It was my first show with you, and you told me, and I didn't disagree necessarily, but you said Nussmeier and Drew Aller Heisman favorites this year. And you're like, it's just a general statement. You weren't in favor of it. It's just a general statement.
Right. They were the Heisman favorites, yes.
Penn State, LSU in playoff or national championship or conference championship conversation. Both teams now, no one gives a piss what they do the rest of the year because they do the same thing they do every year. They're preseason champions and nothing more. Mm-hmm. The only difference between those two teams and the Florida Gators is that the Gators just haven't delivered this year at all. But all three teams in Clemson, I'm just going on a heater now at this point. I'm sorry. All those four teams, Clemson, Florida, Penn State, and LSU.
Not a baby.
They're all the same. Good coaches, primetime environment, big names, great fan bases, and they just don't deliver. What do you do if you're those fans of those four schools?
I mean, what they're doing is probably not all that different than how I'm doing this morning.
Just ranting about everybody else? I'm doing the same thing, quite literally.
Yeah, we haven't even got to your program
quite
yet.
Quite literally. Oh, I'm so upset.
Dude. We're going to get to that on the other side. But let me Drew Aller, 14 to 25 for 137. Dude, I mean, this was your chance. At home. Biggest takeaway in that game is probably Dan Lanning is that guy. And Dan Lanning is that guy. And John said could be worse, could be the Mets. Holy cow. Oh my gosh, just zero chip. We're just going to get freaking dominated by the Marlins and get, shut out with the playoff hopes on the line. That saved the Sunday. The Jags winning and the Mets losing saved my Sunday in a big way. Appreciate that comment, but let's get back to a little bit of college football. Let's get back to college football. LSU, not worth talking about. 24-19 against Ole Miss. I think Ole Miss deserves a lot of credit. I think Lane Kiffin deserves a lot of credit. They're going out there with their backup quarterback, Trinidad Chambliss, who might be better than Austin Simmons, who could be. But nonetheless, he's new to the program, and Lane Kiffin does it again with their quarterback. Now, is Ole Miss still going to drop a game that they shouldn't in the next month? Yeah, they will. But hey, thank you for taking care of LSU, at least to this point for us. Ole Miss, I think, is 4 now in the polls, which, again, I think we all know that's too high. But at the same time, who deserves to be there? Who deserves to be there? So I'm not going to bat an eye at it. Not going to bat an eye at it. He's on a heater in the chat. You got to let him go. Let's give him a chance to cool off. Give me a chance to cool off, and give this guy a chance to get ready to defend FSU for the next 10 minutes. We're going to take a break. We'll go around the SEC as well. We'll get to UCF also at the end of the show today. Man, big lost opportunity for them. Appreciate everybody hopping in the chat. Appreciate everybody hopping in to start your week with us. Hope it's going well so far. Georgia loses. Penn State loses. We'll get to Tennessee as well. Got a note on them. But we'll be right back on Stadium Pulse. Appreciate everybody on the Action Sports Jacks 24/7 network.
When it's time to get a new car for anyone in your family, just remember, nobody but Nimnick, the #1 Buick GMC dealer in Jacksonville. Get the latest price breaks on 2023 and 2024 models or the newest 2025 vehicles in the showroom on Phillips Highway, or shop online at nimnickbuickgmc.com 24 hours a day. GMC Sierras, Yukons, and the redesigned Acadias, or get the all-new redesigned line with Buicks. It's nobody but Nimnick, and part of the reason why is this is a first-class buying experience here at Nimnick Buick GMC. You're not just a customer, you're a friend. This is about getting a vehicle that best fits you and getting you on the road, and also helping you and your family down the road. Nimnick has a treating you right guarantee, courtesy, respect, fairness. And most Buicks, GMCs, and Jacksonville's only Car Bravo dealer, nobody but Nimnick. Who has put in the most years and stands behind a better experience? Nobody but Nimnick. GMC. We are professional grade.
Putting your needs first. It's the backbone of how First Florida Credit Union does business. In all honesty, you might as well be speaking another language when it comes to finances. Sure, I'm good with my money, but what am I missing in the fine print? That's what led me to First Florida Credit Union. They're the perfect choice for anyone starting their financial journey because they keep finances easy. Plus, they offer financial education and resources I can trust. So I'm always growing more confident. And as a young adult, I am constantly adding more responsibilities to my plate. From a car payment to a mortgage, it all adds up. Luckily, First Florida Credit Union makes sure it adds up in all the right places and not the wrong ones by offering better rates and lower fees than traditional banks, even if you're still trying to grow your credit. Because as a member-owned institution, First Florida genuinely puts people's needs first rather than focusing on profit. So I know as my needs change, they'll be right there to help me reach my goals. Check out firstflorida.org to learn how you can benefit too.
It's one of the hot spots in the area.
Welcome you to String Sports Brewery out at the beach. Big crowd on hand tonight. The fans are here.
And now, the newest hot spot at the beach is open. String Sports Brewery in Jax Beach has opened its doors with rave reviews.
We're going to be fans forever.
Cozy up to the bar. Grab a seat in the sports-themed restaurant, or grab a seat outside and feel that breeze coming off the beach as the weather warms. Just like the original location in Springfield, try the popular beer menu and come for lunch or dinner too, because the food is fantastic.
We got a special guest in the house. He's happy. He's feeling good. He's Trayvon Walker.
It's where we hosted Jags Report Live in the football season, and the String Sports Brewery staff can't wait to host you. Hey, welcome back here to String Sports Brewery. And if you haven't checked out the new location in Jax Beach, you got to do it. String Sports Brewery, now with 2 locations in Springfield and now open in Jax Beach on Penman Road.
Hi, I'm Greg Mackey from Cycles of Jacksonville. Whether you're looking for a side-by-side, ATV, motorcycle, or scooter, Honda has what you need.
The Honda Talon. Ultimate performance meets family-friendly fun. Prices starting at $363 a month. Or the sporty Honda CBR 650 starting at an affordable $204 a month.
Stop by and choose your adventure from a full line of Honda products. Only at Cycles of Jacksonville on Atlantic Boulevard. Family owned and operated since 1983.
Hello, I'm Kenny Lay of Kenny Lay & Associates. Since 2003, our firm has fought exclusively for the rights of men in family law. Divorce, modification of child support, alimony, custody, and more, all for men. A father is vitally important to a child's life, and being a man is not a reason to pay more in child support or alimony. I'm a single father. I get it. If you have a divorce or other family law issue, contact Kenny Lay & Associates at divorcemenonly.com.
CGC Water Treatment and Plumbing is taking their 75-plus years of expertise and expanding to CGC Home Services. Water treatment and plumbing is still a big part of what they do, and now they can do even more for you. Home services like kitchen and bathroom remodeling, showers, sinks, faucets, toilet repair, backflow testing, and the list keeps going. Find all they can do at cgchomeservices.com or give them a call, 904-298-7052. It's a new look and a new name with the same expertise. They've been serving homes like yours since 1946. CGC Home Services, right here in Jacksonville off St. John's Bluff Road, 904-298-7052. And visit cgchomeservices.com. Florida license number CFC 1432579.
Here we go on a Monday. We're getting right to the chat. John says FSU losing to UVA is worse than Florida losing to USF. No, it's not. No, it's not.
Correct.
One's at home, one's on the road. Okay? One's at home, one's on the road. And one was a 21-point favorite. And one was a 7-point favorite. Not the same. Virginia's a ranked team. USF probably going to be ranked. Not that I don't even really want to consider rankings. I don't think those are relevant. One was home, one was away. Right. And to me, it's as simple as that. Now, let's get to FSU. Appreciate everybody. Stadium Pulse, Action Sports Jacks 24/7 Network. Mondays, Fridays, 9 to 10 a.m. Unreal. All right. FSU, first of all, again, I couldn't even enjoy on this show saying that Virginia was going to win 31-30 on Friday. Couldn't even enjoy it because Georgia lost. However, what was it, 35-35 going to OT? Said all week.
Yeah.
Said all week. They're going to look ahead. I think I said Castellanos is already preparing his soundbite for Miami. They're not worried about Virginia. They're on a short week. They had one less day, and they're on the road. That's a big advantage. A big advantage. FSU, to me, had not earned the right to be picked to win by 3 touchdowns.
Correct.
Okay? They hadn't earned that right. And you got to have more of a track record of winning games on the road that you should win to get that call. And they hadn't done that to me. I didn't pick them. And, obviously it worked out for me. Takeaways from the game is, holy cow, Florida State, your defense sucks. For me, not as just as an outside watcher here, your defense sucks. You have 35 in regulation to Virginia. I get the scores inflated because of overtime, right? What was the final?
46-38.
Yeah, 46. You have 35 points in regulation.
Yeah.
Can't happen.
No.
And I told you, Chandler Morris, Cade Klubnik, they might as well be twins. And shoot, I bet Clemson might wish they had Chandler on their team.
Yep.
And they could swap them. But he diced. And FSU didn't have an answer. And when you look ahead in college football, this is what happens. And FSU never adjusted on defense. They never adjusted. There was no adjustment made at any point in that football game from my vantage point. And now you're sitting here and you're going to try and salvage it, obviously with a home win against Miami.
Yep.
Still a huge game. Still a huge game. And FSU still got a good shot to way overperform their expectations coming into this season. To me, if an FSU fan is like overly pressed, be pissed. You lost at home, or you lost on the road to Virginia. Grand scheme of things, FSU should never lose to Virginia. I get it. At the end of the day, if you would have told an FSU fan like yourself 6 weeks ago that you're going to have 1L going into Miami and that your team looks like it still has a shot to make the playoff, there's not one person that's not taking it.
Correct. I'd be head over heels for that.
And yet, you're livid.
I'm still upset, yeah. And Jamari Taylor ran all over us, too.
Yes, he did.
The passing game from Klubnik's clone was supplicated by fantastic running by Jamari Taylor. That man can run the football, and he did it with no remorse. I said on this show on Friday that Florida State will go into halftime tied or it'll be close.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a prophet, okay? I said we'd come out of the half physical, dominating. What do? We go 3 and out, and then on back-to-back Virginia drives, 12 plays, 6 minutes. Virginia's game plan that game. And this goes back to their head coach at his coaching days at Clemson, which is the best defense against a powerful offense is keep them off the field.
Mm-hmm.
Just milk it. And when you have a running back like Jamari Taylor who can keep your offense on the field, you go 9 for 15 on 3rd and 4th downs, you're going to tire out our defense. So we can't be physical because we can't exert that much energy. You keep Castellanos at bay. You keep this high-powered, extremely fast and versatile offense at bay. And you milk it.
Mm-hmm.
We had 14 missed tackles, 3 turnovers, 5 for 49 on penalties, and then 3 6-minute 12-play drives allowed on the road in a hostile environment. Hostile in comparison to the ACC, sure, but hostile environment. You're never going to win a football game doing that. That is the definition. That game is going to be in Merriam-Webster's dictionary for a look-ahead game. We got caught. We got caught with our pants down.
Yeah, and that's the type. Any reason for concern for Norvell? Because to me, that's just not that's on Norvell. Hey, control your program.
Yes.
Get it right.
Yes.
Get all the focus on Virginia. Don't lose that football game.
Yes.
And then worry about Miami starting today.
Correct. And the other thing too that I think, let me try and figure out the way to word this. Not everything in that game can be summed up as an anomaly, but one of the big things is that Gavin Sawchuk had his first fumble in 2 years. He's reliable holding the football, and he wasn't.
Mm-hmm.
We also started off that game the same way Clemson started off against Syracuse, extremely slow. I mean, we brought it back to make it 21-14 with 2 back-to-back picks on back-to-back drives. That's great. Congratulations. But it's too much too late. Florida State playing against Miami this week, you can't afford to have a slow start like that against Carson Beck and Malachi Toney. You can't afford it. You have to come out firing. I'm very confident, Jason. Florida State plays Virginia at home. It's a little bit of a different game.
No doubt.
Different game. You're much calmer. It's super hostile for them to play in. Doak, when it's red hot like that at prime time, is one of the toughest places to play in college football. I don't think anyone would disagree with that. Not going to say the toughest, but definitely one of them. However, I said it last week, if your aunt had balls, she'd be your uncle, but she doesn't, so she's not. Florida State was on the road, and we got caught with our pants down. We shouldn't have. You now have an option and a way to nullify that loss, and that is that you got caught looking ahead at Miami, so now go beat them. Now beat them. You beat Miami, you have nullified that loss, and that loss is, you got caught looking ahead, you rebounded. Mm-hmm. Continue to play football.
Right.
That is the response.
Yeah, playoff hopes are definitely alive if you beat Miami.
Offensively, you put up 35 points. And you were off the field for more than half the game. They dominated us in time of possession. You did good offensively. You made some mistakes, but overall, you did pretty. There's not much to be concerned about offensively besides Deuce Robinson's drop in the end zone.
He still went for 150 yards.
Exactly. He shouldn't have dropped that ball. I get it. I'm with every Florida State fan. My hands are on the top of my head. I don't know if it was a catch or not, but it shouldn't have been ruled a catch because he bobbled it. Anyway, case in point, defense, man. Goodness gracious. You cannot allow that many points.
What's the line going to be against Miami?
I think Miami's going to be favored by 7.
Okay.
I think Miami's going to be favored by 7. But listen, it's going to be a close game. I think Florida State still wins that game in a one-score game.
We're going to have a lot more on that on Friday.
Yep.
A lot more on that on Friday. Yeah.
Yep.
That's a bad one.
That's
a
all
bad
I got
one.
Florida State.
Quick hitters run the SEC other than LSU and Ole Miss. A&M beats Auburn 16-10. Hugh Freeze is garbage. A&M, guys, gave up 22 points at home to Utah State to start the season. Then they gave up 24 points to UTSA at home in the second game, and Auburn can only muster 10 points? 10 points is all you got for me, Hugh Freeze. 177 total yards of offense. 177 total yards of offense. Auburn does it again. How much longer are they going to give Hugh Freeze free reign over that offense? I have no idea. Tennessee beats Mississippi State. Really, really good football game in overtime. Mississippi State 41-34. Tennessee's offense continues to press. Defense kind of in shambles. Mississippi State looks a lot better. Give Jeff Levy a lot of credit down there in Starkville, finally turning that program around in year 3. Notre Dame beats the pants off of Arkansas 56-13, and it cost Sam Pittman his job. I mean, shoot, I wish Georgia could hire him back right now because he was the best offensive line coach we've had in a long time before, he left and they gave the reins to Matt Luke, and the recruits kind of fell through the cracks there on the O-line. Love Sam Pittman, but I mean, Taylor Green might be a top 10 he's definitely a top 10 quarterback in college football. You've got to be able to put up a better performance at home. It's that simple. All right, let's get to UCF. UCF loses 34-20 at Kansas State. Nice fans, you were a Taven Jackson injury away from winning that game. If he plays the entire game and never leaves, whether it was a shoulder or collarbone, I still don't even know. But he leaves in the second quarter. And I thought that was the difference in the game, truthfully. I still think UCF is better than Kansas State. Haven Jackson came back in the third quarter and played the final, I think 20 minutes of that football game, maybe even 25. But the game was lost when Ja'Cory Brown was in the football game. Did he throw an 82-yard touchdown because it was a 10-yard pass that he happened to get completed and the guy took it to the house? Yes, he did. Not a box score watch right here. He can't throw, guys. You lost the game when he went in there and threw a pick on his first pass attempt. It was insane. Just throwing it right to Kansas State. Ball never had a shot. And you look up and you wonder why you're down 3 scores. Well, there you go. And if Taven Jackson is healthy that whole game, I think you win it. I really think you win it. Ja'Cory Brown cannot be in there throwing the football. When he's in, it's an auto run. I don't care if the defense knows it or not. He's a great runner. But don't let him throw the football. And if you can't let him throw the football, then you can't let him play if he can't be the backup. He's got to be there only for special cases. And that's it. Still think they're a better football team than Kansas State, to be truthful. And now you got to host Kansas. Offense of Kansas looks like a juggernaut, but they just lost to Cincy, 37-34. Now Knights are at home. Rebound with a win, and you get your season right back on track. And it's a very, very nice trajectory for you. Improved to 4-1 with a home win over Kansas. Everything that you want is right in front of you as far as bowl, as far as establishing yourself, because this is more so just about establishing yourself in the conference. Way more than it's about playoff. Way more than that. Establish yourself in the conference that you are still brand new to and beat some Big 12 opponents, other than just Oklahoma State, who, as we showed you last Friday, is a top 3 worst team in college football in the Power 4 conferences. But yeah, Kansas just lost to Cincy. It's a gettable game. You're at home. Get Taven Jackson healthy this week and go win that football game. Of all the teams we cover, Georgia, Florida State, Miami, UCF, Florida. The best week of those 5 schools, Florida. Because you had a bye. Obviously, Miami did too. But you got to watch Florida State lose. You didn't lose. Great. One of the only weeks of the fall that you can probably say that. Thank you, bye week. And maybe you get DJ Lagway healthy. Still don't really know a whole lot about that injury, him walking around in a boot. But yeah, you were one of the winners of the college football week in Florida. So a celebration. And now you got a chance. You got a chance to get DJ Lagway healthy, get a lot of preparation in for Arch Manning in Texas, make life really hard for him at home. And, I mean, shoot. I think we might have, this is a potential for an upset here. And again, I'm going to talk a lot about it on Friday. But, look, I think I saw, I meant to look this up. I guess I'll just do it right now. What would you set the over-under on that football game at?
Over-under 28.5.
Probably not a bad line.
28.5.
Looks like the over-under is being set for that game at 43.5.
Oh, wow.
And get out your checkbooks and send Hard Rock a deposit. That's going to be a fun one. And that's what does it mean if Florida wins that game? I think it just means that their defense is unreal and that Texas is like actually bad. That Arch Manning is actually bad. I think that's what that means. I don't think DJ Lagway is going to win you that football game. Zero shot. I'd be really interested to see if I threw a poll up for Gators fans, how many of them want to win that game? I don't think it's 100%. I think a lot of them are just going to say, get Napier out of here as soon as possible. Get him out. Get him out. And if that means we lose to Texas by 2 scores, we lose to Texas by 2 scores. That's what should happen on paper anyway. But I'd push back on that, man. Push back on that. You got a chance to beat a national title, in quotes, contender at home. Don't take all the juice out of your fan base. Go try and win that football game. And I think they might. This Saturday is going to be another great slate. Not quite as good as this one that we just had. But you got Georgia hosting Kentucky at noon. Florida hosting Texas at 3:30. And then game day, man. Game day is going down to Tuscaloosa for Bama Vandy. That wasn't on the card. But I love it. Pavia is putting up 60 points a game against, obviously lesser defenses, but nonetheless still impressive. And the offense is going to be tough to stop. That one might be fun, man. Nobody's got a bigger chip than Vandy does. And I get maybe that's all thrown out the window because of what happened last year. Now they got him at home, Bama. Like, you have all the motivation in the world. You just came off of a win against Georgia. But what if that high lasts a little bit too long? And then Vandy comes in and steals it right back from you. That'd be special. Obviously, FSU hosting Miami at 7:30. Biggest game in Doak Campbell. And we need to go back and look. At the last game that was this big for the Noles. It's at least 2 years. At least. So that'll be real fun. See Carson Beck against Castellanos. UNC hosts Clemson at noon. The Battle of the Bads. Man, if Clemson, you can't win that game by 3 scores, that might be the worst performance of the year. That might be worse than Troy. That might be worse than Georgia Tech. You've got to beat the Fighting Jordan Hudsons by at least 3 scores. And then UCF hosts Kansas at 7:30. It's a lot of games to break down on this Friday. We're going to look forward to it. And it's going to be a fun one. It's going to be a real fun one. Zach, you got anything left for me? Which one of those games sticks out to you most other than FSU Miami?
I think I'm super excited for listen, call me crazy. It's a Friday night game. West Virginia at BYU. I love some Friday night 10:30 p.m. kicks.
You sicko.
I'm a crazy man, dude. I love it. I think that one's going to be good. I'm super excited for Vandy, Alabama. I think Vandy, for some reason, has the answer to be Alabama's kryptonite. I think they have the recipe for it. I'd be excited to see how Vandy performs in Bryant-Denny. And, I think I'm going to go with that one. And, obviously, I'm excited to watch Texas-Florida just to really see. I don't know. It's going to be I have no expectations for that game, but I'm still excited to watch it. I don't know if that makes me a psychopath or not. So West Virginia BYU on Friday, Vandy, and the 3:30 slate, which is Vandy Bama, Texas Florida, and then obviously FSU Miami.
All right. Well, hey, that's about do it. Check your phone real quick, sicko. By the way, that's going to do it for us today. The stash is back, guys. Stash is back. Okay, Georgia, we got to get things going. If you missed the Georgia conversation, go back to the top of the show. Is the first 20 minutes. What should we still expect from Georgia? What do we make of Kirby Smart not being able to beat Alabama? All that good stuff. Is Ty Simpson the real deal? That's all at the top of the show. Feel free to rewind, whether you're on Twitter, YouTube, all that stuff. Coming up in 5 minutes. We go to the professional ranks. We go to the Jags. Okay, 10 to 1 o'clock every Monday through Friday, every weekday. Man, we almost had a showdown there on the post game. Freaking Liam Cohen versus Bob Saleh, jawing, spitting at the lip. We'll break that down. Appreciate Marcel for that video. Going crazy right now on Twitter and all that good stuff. Jags forced 4 more turnovers and win that football game. We'll get the sound from the locker room. I'm sure they'll have a lot to say about the Dogs losing. That ought to be fun. So if you want to see me tuck my tail, 11:30 is your time. Was it a bounce back for the wide receiver room? BTJ, 5 catches. We'll see. We'll see what the guys think about that, and then weekend wagers. There's a discrepancy. Who's going to have to fall victim to the dartboard? You won't want to miss it. That's coming up 10-1, Brenton Austin Show. Appreciate everybody hanging out with us. Stadium Pulse, presented by Nimnick Buick GMC. Check them out, Cassett Avenue and Phillips Highway, 2 locations. Nobody but Nimnick, and Southside Baseball Association as well. Appreciate their partnership. It's a Monday morning. And we got a lot of ball to talk about. Appreciate you starting your week with us. We'll catch you next time on Stadium Pulse. Have a good day, everybody.
Most of us know how to throw. But you need to know what to throw. I'm not talking about footballs, baseballs, softballs. We're talking about those items you need to recycle. Republic Services explains it easy. Recycling simplified. 1. Know what to throw. When in doubt, throw it out. 2. Empty, clean, and dry those materials. It takes an extra minute, but it makes a big difference. And 3. Don't bag it. This makes the recycling process faster and more efficient. This is a look at the Republic Services North Florida Recycling Center. You can make this process even more efficient. By utilizing those 3 steps, Republic Services can help you become a better recycler in your home. Learn more at recyclingsimplified.com. Burgers or breakfast, you can get it all at Whataburger. Try something new on the menu or an all-time favorite like the Whataburger Patty Melt. And now you can have breakfast here at Whataburger 12 hours a day, 11 p.m. until 11 a.m. Menu items like the bacon taquito, sausage taquito, honey butter chicken biscuit. Whether you work the late night shift, just want a snack early in the morning to get your day started, or a little pick-me-up late in the morning, 12 hours a day, breakfast served, 11 p.m. until 11 a.m. A dozen locations in Jacksonville. You can order pickup or delivery and download the Whataburger app. New rewards members get free Whataburger items when placing their first online order. Just download the app. And for us coffee drinkers, Whataburger has all new hot coffee and iced coffee too. Satisfy that coffee craving at Whataburger 24/7, and it comes in a variety of flavors. Burgers, breakfast, coffee, and so much more. Whataburger, just like you like it. Baker's Sports. It's a hometown business filled with hometown people trying to make you feel right at home.
Chris Conley, Jacksonville University.
Walker Wright, class of 2018, West Nassau High School.
Michael Young, Fletcher High School.
Baker's Sports started in a grassroots way and now outfits much of the Southeast.
Tony Mazzio, Stanwood High School.